What is epistemology? At the dawn of human thought, before telescopes revealed the heavens, and before microscopes uncovered hidden worlds, a man named Aristotle put forth a timeless observation: all men, by nature, desire to know. That simple sentence carries within it the seed of an entire discipline. A discipline we now call epistemology, the study, not of what we know, but of how we know. The inquiry, not into the stars above or the ground beneath, but into the very act of knowing itself. And so we begin. The meaning of epistemology. The word epistemology comes from the Greek episteme, meaning knowledge, and logos, meaning study or doctrine. Together they form the study of knowledge. Yet, philosophers often describe it more poetically: the theory of knowledge. But a theory of knowledge is not a casual thing. It is a question pressed upon humanity for thousands of years. It asks, what is knowledge, in its essence? How do we obtain it? How do we separate truth from illusion? And how can we know that what we believe truly is? These questions may sound abstract, but they live in each of us. Every time we wonder if a memory is real, every time we doubt what our eyes tell us, every time we ask whether we are being deceived, we stand on the doorstep of epistemology. Two great roads to knowledge for centuries. Philosophers have described two great pathways to knowledge. The first is through the senses, through sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. When I gaze upon a rose, my eyes tell me its color, my nose its fragrance, my fingers the delicate texture of its petals. This path is called empiricism. It tells us to know, you must experience. To understand the world, you must touch it. But this road is not without pitfalls. Our senses lie. They tell us the sun travels across the sky, when in truth the earth spins silently in space. They tell us the earth is flat, when it is round. Our eyes see a stick bend in water, though it does not. What then? Can we trust them? The second path is reason, logic, the capacity of the mind to step beyond experience and uncover truths that no eye has ever seen. Rationalism. It tells us to know, you must think. To understand the world, you must use the power of reason. Some say knowledge is born of the senses, and reason merely organizes what the senses reveal. Others argue that reason itself, pure and untouched, is the only true guide. And so, a great debate has stretched across the ages, the limits of perception. But epistemology is not just about choosing between the senses and reason. It is also about recognizing the prison walls of our own perception. Consider the bat, navigating the night through echoes and sound waves. Its reality is not ours. Its world is one of vibrations and shadows invisible to us. So too with fish, birds, even insects. Each lives in a world filtered through the senses it has evolved. And we humans are no different. We live inside our senses, interpreting reality not as it is, but as it appears to us. The philosopher asks, can we ever know the world as it truly is, or only as it seems to us? And if all we know are appearances, what does that say about truth itself? Types of knowledge. Epistemology focuses primarily on one kind of knowledge: propositional knowledge, knowledge of facts. When I say, I know Paris is the capital of France, or I know 3 times 30 equals 90, I am stating facts that can be tested, confirmed, or denied. But there is another kind of knowledge, practical knowledge, the knowledge of how to walk, how to play the piano, how to ride a bicycle. This is not something we analyze each time we act. It is something we carry within us, flowing quietly, guiding us without thought. A brilliant physicist may understand the laws of the cosmos, yet without the practical knowledge of how to stand and walk, his wisdom would remain useless. Some philosophers, like Martin Heidegger, believed this know-how was more fundamental than facts themselves. For while facts inform us, know-how sustains us. Yet, traditionally, epistemology has chosen to focus on propositional knowledge, the knowledge of truths. What does it mean to know? But here lies a deeper problem when we say we know something. What does that mean? Nicholas Rescher reminds us, knowledge is not an activity. You cannot say, I am knowing Paris is the capital of France, any more than you can say, I am owning this watch. Knowledge is not something you do. It is something you have. Philosophers have long defined knowledge as justified true belief. To believe is not enough. The belief must be true. And beyond truth, it must be justified, grounded in evidence, reason, or good cause. If I guess that tomorrow it will rain, and by chance I am right, I may hold the truth, but I do not hold knowledge. For knowledge is not luck, it is understanding. Why do we need epistemology? But why should we care? Why do we, as humans, need a theory of knowledge? Aristotle gave us one answer, because we are curious by nature. We long to understand. Knowledge lights the darkness. It frees us from ignorance. It guides us through life. But curiosity is not the only force at work. There is another, deeper force, fear. Fear that our senses betray us. Fear that our intellect falters. Fear that memory fades, that authority deceives. That even the gods themselves may hide truths from us. Fear that the universe is too vast, and our tools too small, to ever grasp its meaning. Blaise Pascal, staring into the night sky, confessed this fear. Swallowed up in the infinite immensity of spaces of which I know nothing, and which know nothing of me, I take fright. And perhaps it was this fear, the fear of ignorance, of being lost, that gave birth to epistemology. A desire to find solid ground beneath shifting sands. The role of epistemology, then, is more than a study. It is a safeguard. It is philosophy's way of asking, what can we trust? What can we believe? And how can we separate truth from illusion? It stands as humanity's answer to doubt. As Lorraine Daston and Peter Galison once wrote, all epistemology begins in fear. But it does not end there, for from that fear arises the quest for clarity, the attempt to strip away error, illusion, and weakness, until what remains is something we can call knowledge. Closing reflection. So, to summarize, epistemology is the theory of knowledge. Knowledge itself, in its traditional sense, has been defined as justified true belief. Its origins lie in our endless curiosity and in our endless fear. It is the story of human beings standing beneath the stars, small and uncertain, yet unwilling to live in ignorance. It is the story of our attempt to build light in the darkness. And so we return to Aristotle. All men by nature desire to know. Epistemology is the unfolding of that desire. The attempt to answer the most human of questions. Not simply what is the world, but how can I know the world at all?